So obviously we have some pretty big news, and I want to kind of go over how is my natural gas position is doing, and also how you can actually profit from either natural gas or crude oil in this kind of situation where there's a big conflict in the Middle East. So currently I am up 19.33% on the account year to date. S&P is up 1.57. I use about 17% of my margin. And currently my NG short strangle is up about 27% of credit. And big spoiler, but natural gas didn't really react to the news we had on Thursday evening, which is somewhat expected. And I did my research before that because the position that I have is open since June 5th. And just to kind of give you some proof, which is right here, the statement, you can see I'm up 19.33 on one of my accounts. And if you look at the open position, this is the exact open position we have. Now this is as of yesterday. The position is slightly more profitable today. So I'm actually up on the account a bit more than 19.33, maybe 19.5%, give or take. But regardless, let's go over and take a look at what happened. So crude oil just kind of jumped within 2 hours by 11%. And this is a Friday when I'm making this video, which is pretty crazy. And natural gas really didn't do pretty much anything during the same time frame. Now it's not loading up here. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we'll get back to it. So how crude oil and NG will react next, and to understand that, let's talk about the current conflict and then exactly how Iran is connected to energy products, which is natural gas and crude oil. So the current conflict is basically the US doesn't want Iran to acquire nuclear capabilities, and however the diplomatic talks are not really advancing, and Israel just pretty much attacked Iran Thursday evening. So this is basically the gist of it. Now, for natural gas, Iran is one of the biggest single natural gas producers. However, there's a big difference between producers and exporters. So Iran doesn't export natural gas that much. It only exports mostly to Iraq and Turkey, and basically overall global supply won't really be affected. So this is why the price didn't really move at all, because the supply chain is definitely not going to be affected, basically, the overall supply chain of the world. And crude oil, on the other hand, Iran is one of the founding members of OPEC, the organization that basically controls the crude oil price or the crude oil production. Therefore, crude oil will definitely react aggressively if the situation escalates even more. So obviously, it all makes sense. It's nothing new. And I'm going to focus only on crude oil. I know gold also went up at the same time, but we'll focus only on crude oil. And just to show you here, let's see if it's going to load up now, that natural gas actually did not react at all. It's only up 2.75%. Actually, from the close from yesterday, it's only up, I think, 1.4%. So not that much, but anyways, doesn't really matter too much. But for me, this is how I plan to profit from this whole situation. And it might take a little bit of time because we really need to be patient here. The situation will escalate even more. And as you can see, volatility is already all the way through the roof. Or CVOL is through the roof. It went up so much. If you look at the 6 months, yeah, it's pretty much the highest in the past year. Take a look, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah, so it's the highest it's been from within 3 years. And I just want to see what happened during. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, so COVID was definitely. Or this is the war in Ukraine and Russia. So COVID. See if we can see the COVID one. Yeah, so the COVID is definitely much higher, but it's pretty high volatility, which can be really, really good for us. Now, still doesn't want to load up here, but for me, I really just want to wait and see what will happen when the price or when there's a de-escalation in the whole situation. So this might take a while. It might not happen right away. Now, what I mean by another escalation or de-escalation, first of all, another escalation will happen. Iran, they will definitely attack back. That's 100%. And the second thing, de-escalation will probably happen after they attack, depending on how they attack. This is something we need to follow. So the opportunity is not here and right now, right away, but you want to wait for a sign of something, of things de-escalating. And this is probably will also reflect in price, obviously. Price probably will go down, so you will never be able to catch, the absolute pick for the price or the absolute highest situation. But what I would do, I would sell a call option. Currently, I'm looking at the $90 strike, and at about, 63 days to expiration. So the volatility is so high, even that far out in terms of the strike, you still get quite a bit of credit. So $1,600 in credit for 4,500 margin requirements. So it's quite a bit. Now, I'm not doing it right away because things will change. Things will escalate next week, 100%, or in the next 2 weeks, because Iran will fight back. But this will be over probably quicker or sooner than later. And I might be wrong, but at the same time, I have traded through several wars and through COVID. So when the sign of de-escalation comes, it's really, really clear. And this is when I'll be probably selling a call to take advantage of the volatility drop and of the price drop, because this will happen. Just a matter of when. So this is just a game of patience. Then obviously I can open a pretty big position and profit quite nicely, probably 5-6% on the entire account pretty quickly, within 2 weeks of opening the position. So this is kind of my take. Now, natural gas, for myself, I'm just trading it normally. You can see really nothing happened. There's no spikes in price. Nothing happens. Nothing really happened. Volatility barely reacted. Well, it basically didn't. Kind of went up, then down, a bit up again now, but nothing crazy. And this is also how I do my research to kind of see, if there's some certain conflict within a certain country. Okay, let's see, what do they produce, what do they export, and is it really a big player in the global economy or not? And so hopefully you can take something out of this video. And if anything, obviously let me know. If you want to trade with me, let me know. Just email me, and my email address is below in the description. And again, thank you so much, and let's see what next week brings. It will be quite interesting.